Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Warren's Team Talk. Thanks very much for joining me today. And today we have our second Six Nations watch-along for the current Six Nations Championship. And today we are watching the England versus Italy Six Nations clash, which is live. For those of you who are in the UK, it's on ITV1, or if you want to watch online, it's on. You can download ITVX or log in, or go to the ITV.com website and watch it there. The app is called ITVX. I believe, and you can download that onto your device and watch it there. And the game is being beamed live into the Warren's Team Talk studio. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you live due to copyright conditions, but it's been streamed live from Twickenham, otherwise known as HQ, to English rugby fans around the world. And England today, they'll be looking to bounce back. Let me tell you, they will be looking to bounce back after that disappointing defeat at home against Scotland last weekend at HQ, as they like to call it. But yeah, I've got a question, actually. Anyone knows this? How is it that England are playing at home 2 weeks running? Because with the Six Nations, you play. There's 6 teams in it, obviously. So you play 5 games, and you don't play home and away. You just play each home away like that. So, for example, you might play Scotland and France. If you're England, you might play Scotland and France at home, and then you will play Wales and Italy and Ireland away. Okay? Now, what I don't understand is how it is that England are now having to play. They've had to play 2 games at home. I just don't know. I just find that's a bit weird, because now they're going to have to play at some point, I would have thought, 2 consecutive away games. It's a bit of a madness to me. But still, that's one for the Six Nations admins to look at. I don't get it. I just think it's a bit weird. I don't know. Just smacks of a bit of administrative incompetence, if you ask me. But still, there you go. So it's going to be a big test today, because the Italians have been improving a lot, and it's Steve Borthwick's second game in charge, and after taking on the role after his predecessor got sacked, and let's see how he gets on today. I'll be interested to see what happens, because he didn't get off to the best of starts last week, losing at home to Scotland. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And it'll be interesting. It will be, because, if he loses this one as well, then he's in trouble, because they could end up losing or being bottom of the group at the end of the campaign, because the Italians allegedly are the weakest team in the tournament. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's not going to be an easy game. Let me tell you, all these people talking about how, England are going to put 20, 30, 40 points or however many it is on the Italian side. That ain't happening, mate. They ain't winning by 20, 30, 40 points. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a hard game. I was very impressed with the way they played last week against the French. albeit I thought the French were very, very poor in that game. And I'm not surprised they got absolutely slapped yesterday against the Irish team. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today. I think it'll be a good game. But congratulations to Ireland yesterday for their win at home to the French, and also Scotland's record win. My boys did it for me again. A record victory at home to the Welsh. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. And just in honour of my boys, I've got the football shirt on. Don't know if any of you can see that. Probably not. I'm not sure that you can, really. There you go. The Scotland national team football jersey from 1974. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get into the chat. And the game is kicking off at 3:00, so we've got a bit of time yet. So not to worry. I've got the game. I've got the ITV1 on in another window next to the StreamYard one, so I can see what's going on. And we got Joanne in the chat, the lovely, beautiful Joanne. And she says, hello, Warren, my lovelies, liked and shared out to public. Thank you, Joanne. That's really kind of you. Thank you so, so much. You're an absolute angel. You really are. And I hope that the cats are well. I hope they're going to enjoy the show with you this afternoon. So let's see what happens. Hopefully the cats will enjoy the rugby. And we've also got Zach Football TV. Hi, Zach. He says, hi, Warren. Hi, Zach. I hope you're good, mate. I heard that you put in a star performance today in the football. You play in the same position as Kieran Tierney. Mate, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice about football. I'm sure your dad's told you this as well. But when you're watching, if you're a left back, right, when you're watching like football on TV, or if you go to a game, watch what the left back does. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the left back. If you're a left back and that's your position, whenever your dad takes you to a game of football, watch the left back. Watch what they do. Watch what positions they go into. Look how they play. And then all the good stuff they do, try and introduce it into your game and do the same. That's what I was told. Well, I used to play as a centre half and then a defensive midfielder as well. So that's what I used to do. So, however, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as a defensive midfielder. You were either a right back, a left back, centre half, and most teams had a midfield like a 4, right? So they would have left midfield, right midfield, and 2 central midfielders. So I'd watch one of the central midfielders, the ones who was responsible or had more of a defensive mindset than the other central midfield player. Now and again, you'd get a team playing with a 4-3-3, right? So sometimes what would happen is the middle one of the 3 would have a bit more defensive responsibility. Sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes it'd be more attacking. But wherever midfielder had defensive responsibilities in the 4 or the 3, I would watch them. Just because it helped me to develop my game, learn what passes to make and where to play the ball, things like that. But I'm sure your dad's told you all of this. But just do that and it will help you. Honestly, Zach, it really will. But congratulations for today. I heard you had an absolute storming game and you were man of the match. So fair play to you, mate. And keep it up. Keep going. And you've got a bright, bright future ahead of you as a footballer, my boy. if you keep doing that. So fair play to you, mate. And also, guys, please make sure you subscribe to Zach Football TV. Is Del Boy's son. He's got a young boy, and that's Zach. So please make sure you subscribe to Zach's YouTube channel. It's absolutely brilliant. He put a video up there a good while ago now of when they had a drain blockage outside the house where they live. And Zach went out and decided to unblock the drain. Very public spirited of him, I have to say. And the video shows him doing it, and it was massive flood. It was like the whole road was flooded. And then Zach went out there, sorted out the blockage, and it was cleared. So fair play to the young fella. So he done brilliantly. So fair play, Zach. Please make sure you subscribe to him because he's an absolute legend, in my opinion. Anyway, moving on. Zach's in with another chat. Ireland were great yesterday. Yeah, I saw the highlights and they looked like they played really, really well. So fair play to them. I saw that. They look absolutely brilliant. And I'd say they're going to win the Grand Slam. I think that's pretty much nailed on. Because to me, they look head and shoulders above any other side in the tournament. Okay, so Joanne's in again with another chat, and she's saying, "Hello, Zach. I hope you and Dad are well." And Zach says, "Hi, Joanne," and Joanne says, "I got a tartan beret the other day. What's that say? I love tartan. I think I've been Scottish in a former life." Well, there you go. I'd love to see a picture of it, Joanne. What colour is it? Is it red predominantly? Is it green, blue, yellow? What is it? But there you go. I'd love to see a picture of it, though. I really would. And Zach Football TV says, "Thanks, Warren, mate. You're absolutely welcome. Anytime, my friend." And Jaminio, how's it going, Warren? I hope all is well. Hi, Jaminio. Lovely to see you, my friend. I hope you're good. Mate, I'm still really angry about yesterday because I have my Saturday show that covers all the 3 o'clock kickoffs. I couldn't watch the game because I was doing the show. I watched the first half of the game this morning on my phone, and I have to say, I thought Arsenal were absolutely awful. They could have been quite easily 3 or 4-0 down at half time, and I'm absolutely fuming. And I think the title's gone, mate. I really do. I just don't think we've got what it takes. Now, listen, people will say that I'm overreacting and I'm being negative, but let me tell you, the same problems are now cropped up several times this season. We did it at United. We came up against a team who packed out not packed out, but they congested our play into the middle. They did it at United. It's happened against Newcastle. It's happened against Everton, and it's happened yesterday at Brentford. And rather than trying to get the play out wide and go down the wings, they just kept trying to still go through the middle, and it was shocking. It really was. It was terrible, absolutely shocking performance. And to be honest, I think we're really lucky. And people going on about Ivan Toney's goal should have not been allowed. There was nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And that goal that got disallowed for them in the first half, I don't know why it was disallowed. It didn't look. I couldn't see anything wrong with it. I've heard people saying about Toney when he flicked the ball on, he jumped up and made that header that he fouled the Arsenal defender. Didn't look like a foul to me. I'm telling you, not a chance. and their Arsenal were really very, very, very lucky in that game. It could have been 3 or 4-0. And Jimenez says, didn't realise until today I wasn't subscribed to you. Subbed, and I'm going to sub to the second account. I'm going to sub on the second account as well. Well, thank you very, very much, Jimenez. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you so, so much. And I'm glad you decided to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so, so much. It's an absolute pleasure for me to have you on board. And yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. So thank you, buddy. Joanne says, I'm very jealous. Zach has tried the prime drink. Can't get it in Asda. Right. Okay. I didn't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Joanne. I'm very jealous. Zach has tried the prime drink. What's the prime drink? Can't get it in Asda. What is the prime drink? Could someone tell me? Because I've heard a lot about a drink that's on the market that people are having trouble getting, and they're paying like hundreds of pounds for this bloody drink. So I don't know whether it's got gold leaf in it or something. I don't know. It just sounds a bit crazy to me. Joanne says, red tartan, very good, very good. Is it an official tartan or what is it? Anyway, I look forward to seeing a picture of it, Joanne. And Joanne says, have you seen the Crazy Scotsman on YouTube? No, what, me? You talking about me? Because people think I'm crazy. Yeah, if you're talking about me, then yeah, clearly I have. But there's another one that'd be interesting. There's a few of us. Russell's a bit mad as well, but he's a top fella. Yeah, and also anyone who hasn't subscribed to the Boise Bus, make sure you go and do it. They've got a discount code on there at the moment for mail order pies. So go and check that out, because there's a pie that has got doner kebab meat in it called the donadoni. They've got sausage and steak pies. They've got vegan pies. They've got ones with cheese in it. They've got all sorts of different types of pies. They've got steak pies, Scotch pies. I haven't ordered my selection yet. And you can order them to come with Bovril as well. So I'll be ordering mine hopefully today or tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I won't be doing what certain other YouTubers do and having a pie on stream. That's for sure. So Joanne says the Arsenal match was on Match of the Day. Laugh out loud. It was the first match. They normally last longer, but it was that boring. They didn't show much. That first half was shocking, mate. It really was. Joanne says Zach will tell you all about Prime. Okay, fair enough. And Jaminio says it's a drink made by KSI and Logan Paul. Rare to get, so people are all over it. Our people are all after it. Well, if it's got anything to do with them two, I don't want nothing to do with it. I can't stand either of them. And Joanne Smith said Zach did a video about the Prime drink. Did he? Fair play. I'll have to go and check that out. And Jamino says, got a drink of Prime 2 weeks ago. They're selling for €15 a bottle in Ireland. Oh, fair play to you, buddy. £15 sounds €15 for a drink. Sounds a bit much. I can get a couple of Boise pies for that much. Joanne Smith says, I do like a nice pie and mash. Yeah, if you I'm going to call them tomorrow because I want to know if they can deliver down to England, because I heard that there were some issues about them delivering some of the pies outside of Glasgow. So I'm going to ring them and see what the crack is, and then I'll let you guys know next time I do a video. Because I'm hoping to be able to do a video about yesterday's game, because there's a few things that I want to get off my chest about that. And Juminio says I could get 15 cans of Lucozade for that same value. Yeah, mate, I just think it's and particularly them two, I just can't stand them. I just think I just don't like them. They're not my cup of tea at all, but there you go. So the players are out on the pitch. It looks like they're lining up. They got on the video screen there, the scoreboard. They've got the sign up saying "Rugby Against Racism," and the Italians are lining up, and the English players were in a huddle, and now they're coming over to line up. By the looks of it, there's a load of kids there. The Italians are all holding on to each other and clutching the part of the shirt that's in front of the heart. So there they are. Some fella in a Roman uniform in the crowd, and they're singing the Italian national anthem. So I know what it sounds like, but I can't remember how to sing it. So I know. Well, I don't know the words, but I know what the tune goes like. It's a good one. I have to say, it is a good one. Not as good as the French one or the Irish one, or certainly not the Scottish one. But yeah, it's a good one. Let's put it like that. So they're singing their national anthem. They look very proud and motivated. So we'll see what happens, because this is going to be a tough game today. Make no mistake. Don't think that this is going to be a stroll in the park. I'm sorry, I'm looking at those fellas in that lineup, and they look worried. They look really fucking hyped up, let me tell you. So, anyway, okay. I think it's the English boys' turn now to sing their national anthem. There's no one holding a pint now. I'm very disappointed to see that, I have to say. So very disappointed. But anyway, let's just quickly go through this stuff here. Okay, so what we've got here is a fixture list for the match for the Six Nations. Obviously, we're watching the second week 2, England, Italy. That's what we're watching at the moment. And the next set of games is in 2 weeks' time. The first game on Saturday, the 25th, will be Italy against Ireland in Rome, and that's at 2:15. At 4:45, it's Wales against 4:45. It's Wales against England in Cardiff, and then 3:00 on Sunday is France against Scotland. Massive game, massive, because if we want to have any chance of winning that Six Nations Championship, we need to go to Paris and get a result, and that's going to be a very difficult game to go and win. I'm not sure that we will pull that off, to be frank. Then week 4, which is Saturday. Hold on, let me do this. So Saturday, I think it's Saturday the 11th of March, 2:15 is Italy against Wales, and 4:45 It will be England against France at HQ, Twickenham. And then on the Sunday, the 12th of March, a game that me and the mighty Del Boy will be doing a watch-along for on this channel is Scotland versus Ireland from Murrayfield in Edinburgh. And then the final weekend of the season, the first game at 12:30 is Scotland against Italy. And then later that afternoon at 2:45, it is, let me get rid of that. Then at 2:45 that same day, France against Wales. And the last game of the championship at 5 o'clock that Saturday, it's Ireland against England in Dublin. I'm assuming it's in Dublin anyway, and that's 5 o'clock. So, yeah, there you go. That's the fixtures. And that is on the 16th of March, so St. Patrick's weekend. And now, okay, so this is England starting 15. We've got, it's like Ellis George. I'm struggling to read the names, really. Is it George? I think it is. And then you got Jamie George. It looks like they may be brothers. Carl Sinclair, Mario Itoje, Ollie. I can't even read that. Ollie Christian, Lewis Ludlam, Alex. Do you know what I'm going to do? Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get this up on my phone because I can't. I'm struggling to read it. Let's do that and that and that's better. Okay, so let's see. Right, okay, so England starting 11. Number 1, you've got Elias George. Well, looks of it. Jamie George, number 2. Carl Sinclair, number 3. Number 4, you've got Mario Itoje. Number 5, Ollie Crescent. 6 is Lewis Ludlam. 8 is Alex Drumbrandt. Number 7 is Jack Willis. Number 9 is Jack Van Poorveld. Number 10 is Owen Farrell, was captain. He's been brought back into the team, I understand. Number 12 is Ollie Lawrence. Number 13 is Henry Slade. Number 11 is Ollie Hassel Collins. Number 15, Eddie Stewart. And number 14 is Max Malins. So, yeah, the number 8, Alex Dombrandt. I'm sorry, but he don't look big enough to be a number 8 to me, but we'll see. And let's move on to the next one. We've got the Italian lineup here as well. So this is the Italian starting 11. Number 15, Andrea Brunesi. Alessandro, number 14 is Alessandro Gazi. Number 13, Francois Carlo May. Number 12 is Dewey Passarella. Number 11, Matthias Leon Douglas. Number 10 is Giovanni Sante. Number 9 is Sebastiano Battara. Number 8 is Matteo Rubinato. Number 7 is David Odiase. Number 6 is Carlos Beluzzi Lizario. Number 5 is Pietro Teruzzi. Number 4 is Alex Mattiola. Number 3 is Marcus Francesco Gallarini. Number 2 is Giovanni Caterini, he's captain. And number 1, Destiny Iagabi Amino. So there you go, there's the lineups. And as I like to say for these streams, please, guys, remember, no spillage, yeah? No spillage. It's very important. You know, if you're a rugby fan, you'll know exactly what that means. No spillage at all. You know, we can't be having good beers spilled, that's for sure. So we'll leave it on there. I'll put myself back on the screen and let's get back into it and see where we are. Right, so it looks like there's going to be a scrum. 4 minutes gone. There's no score. England 0, Italy 0. Who's going to have to put in for this scrum? It looks like the Italians are. So they're going to face off against each other in the scrum. This will be interesting. And they're showing a picture there of Steve Borthwick. And he doesn't look intimidating enough to me to be head coach for England international rugby team. But who am I to judge? What do I know about rugby? Not much, let me tell you. But I love watching it. So that's why I'm doing the watch along. Anyway, so the scrum collapses and looks like England have got the penalty. Yeah, it collapsed. And looks like the Italians might have pulled the scrum down and England get the penalty. And they kick to touch over on the left-hand side. And they're going for the line out. It looks like England having to put in for the line out. Yeah, they do. And here we go, they're lining up. And England win the line out quite comfortably there. And the ball's going around the edge. England just on the edge now, the 22. They're pushing forward, passing the ball around nicely. And it's gone out wide. And the Italians managed to save a try. And maybe what are we going to have here? What's going to happen now? So, yeah, it's good movement from the line out, and England were powering through the Italian line, and they looked like they were going to be in, but the Italians recovered well, in my opinion. But anyway, while that's going on, let's have a quick look at the chat. Jesus, there's a lot of chats. Oh, I've gone too far forward. And there we go. Jaminio says, going to put on the Leeds v United second half now. I'll keep you updated on any scores. Yeah, please do, Jaminio. That would be good. That would be a nice added dimension to the watch along if you can keep us updated with any goals or any major incidents, sending offs, bookings, goals, things like that, VAR decisions. That'd be absolutely fantastic, my friend. Jaminio, Ireland going to win it up the Irish. I can't disagree with you, mate. I think you will win it as well. And here he is. Here he is, the man himself, Dublin's finest, Mr. Del Boy Gunner TV. The man they tried to silence, but they couldn't. Here he is, Del Boy Gunner, Ireland's finest. And what's the crack, Del Boy? I hope you're good, mate. Evening, Warren, and all the legends in the chat. Evening to you, mate. You are the number one legend of the YouTube, and big up to you, fella. And Joanne says, Leeds 0, Manchester United 0. Mom, it's half time. Fair play, Joe. Thank you. And Joanne, how's it going, Del Boy? Del Boy says, yes, Jaminio. Exactly. And I think he's 100% put on. Joanne says, hi, Del Boy. And Del Boy says, hi, Joe. Hi, Jaminio. I hope you're all good. Lovely to see you, fellas. Yeah, anyone who's watching, please don't forget to hit that like button for me. Really, really important. Please do that. Please make sure you go and subscribe to Del Boy Gunner TV for me, and also his son's channel, Zach Football TV. Please make sure you go and do that as well. And go and watch this video he uploaded about the drink. I'm going to be watching that later this evening. Putting a like on it and putting a comment on it if I can. Jaminio says, Del Boy, did you watch Ireland versus France yesterday? And Del Boy said, yes, mate, we are quality. Yeah, you're going to win the Six Nations, no question, mate. No questions. And Jaminio says, if only the rugby team could teach Conor Hurahan a lesson about winning matches in sports. Del Boy Gunner TV. And Del Boy put some laughing emojis and a thumbs up. Can someone tell me who this character is? This Conor Hurahan. I've got no idea who you two are talking about. Leeds v Man United second half is about to start, says Jaminio. So, yeah, our roving reporter, Jaminio, is watching the Leeds Man United game, so I'll be interested to see what happens there. Very, very interesting match given the situation. Leeds without a permanent manager and United pushing to try and close the gap on Arsenal at the top of the table. So we'll see. And Jaminio says he's an awful Irish footballer. Plays every game and he never plays good. Well, there you go. Jaminio, what's your thoughts on the Irish football manager, the Irish football team's manager? Because I know Del Boy's not impressed at all. So I'll be interested to hear what you think as well. Yeah. Del Boy, if I'm right in saying, he thinks that he's too much of a Mr. Nice Guy, and he's not ruthless enough, and yeah, lots of issues with him. So anyway, the camera is showing Steve Borthwick, and he looks like he's sat up in the gods just amongst all the other fans. Fair play. I have to say, like years ago, I was a bit partial to sitting up in the stand and are quite high because along like sort of as close to the halfway line as I could get. The reason being is because I could see the shape of the teams and whatnot. And from a tactical perspective, it was quite interesting. I really used to enjoy that. So anyway, what's going on now? What's happening? Let me see if I can work out what's going on. And yeah, Italy have kicked it long and out to their right-hand side. England have the ball and they're powering forward. They're trying to break through the Italian lines. The ball's on the ground at the moment and it's a penalty. I think it's a penalty to England. I think the Italians were holding on to the ball. So it looks like, are they going for a scrum? Or what's happening? Yeah, no, he's going to kick it to touch. Yeah, so he kicked it to touch. What happened then? Why did they get it? Yeah. The Italians went over the top of them all and stopped the ball from being released. So England have got a line out and they're going to throw it in now. And yeah, England have possession and they're trying to set up a rolling maul and they break through the rolling maul and they're pushing forward. And yet England have got a try. England have scored a try and it's Willis. He scored number 7 there. Willis, number 7, gets the try. England now 5-0 up. Let's see what happens, whether they manage to get the conversion and add another 2 points. So, yeah, whether that was gleaned from a line out and England powered through the Italian defence and went 5-0 up. And I have to say, England at the moment look very, very dominant. Italians not really defending very. I'm struggling to keep them out by the looks of it. So, and here we go. The England captain gonna try for conversion. So it's not that far out. I'd say if he misses this, it'd be a major shock for me. So it's just to the left of the posts as you look at it from the England side, and it's on the 22. So he should really get this over. I can't see how he wouldn't. And he bends it in and it's over. And that's another 2 points. So England get their conversion. It's England 7, Italy 0. And yeah, there you go. England 7-0 up. And Jaminio saying it's still 0-0, by the way. Thank you, Jaminio. Anyone in the chat, hit a like if you haven't already. Yes. Thank you, Jaminio, for reminding me and reminding everyone in the chat. Also, anyone who's watching this on playback, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do that as well. Please, everyone, share it out as far and wide as you possibly can, even if it's just to one other person. That would be great. Yeah, because the more people that see this, the better it's going to be. Yeah, so that would be fantastic if you could all do that. Yeah, and like I said, there'll be another one of these. I think it's next weekend, the next one. Let's see. I'm just going to get the fixture list up. Let's put that on full screen. And yeah, so the next games is on Sunday, 3:00, France v Scotland, and that's in 2 weeks' time. So the next game that I'm going to be covering is in 2 weeks' time, and that is the France-Scotland game from Paris. So that'll be entertaining. Yeah, I'll be having kittens in that one, though. That's the only thing. Anyway, so about halfway, and Italians are in possession. And there we go. It's gone out deep, and they're piling the ball. And Italy launch a long kick forward. Looks like they're trying to get it deep into the England territory. England have launched a long kick and they're chasing after it. And the Italians, they collect the ball and they're moving it out wide. And they're doing quite well, to be fair. But I just don't think they got enough to really trouble England, I have to say. But if they get a score, then it could be interesting. If they get a score before England scored another one, then I think it'd get interesting. If they go 2 or 3 scores behind, then I think they could be in serious trouble, getting a bit of a walloping. Before the game started, as you probably heard, I didn't think that England would win this comfortably, and I still think that's the case. Looks like Italy may have a penalty. I'm not quite sure. It says on the screen not moving away, but let's see what happens. Anyway, so it's just over halfway, and yeah, the Italian fella looks like the Italian number. What is he? What one? Looks like it might be number 7. He's in a bit of spot of bother. he got quite severely taken out. Mario Itojo did him some serious damage, the fella. So he's receiving treatment, and there you go. So the ball has been, the majority of it is just inside the Italian half, 41%. So yeah, Italy are waiting to take this free kick, and he's getting severely bandaged up, the fella. I don't know if he's going to be able to, how long he's going to be able to stay playing if he's that badly bandaged up. It's the whole of his upper leg looks like he's bandaged up. He's taken some serious damage. I can't believe that it's just from the clash with Mario Itojo. I just don't believe it. That is all as a consequence of that. But anyway, he's trying to run a little bit, but he looked like he was in the spot bother, to be frank. But anyway, so the Italians have possession of the ball. They're launching a big kick forward, and it goes deep into the England half, and it's a line out. And the Italians have got the line out. They got the put in for that, and they win the line out, and they move the ball quickly, and they're trying to break through and get a try. But the English team was really nicely stretched out there across the back line, and the Italians are driving forward here, and they're inside the English 22, and they're trying to move the ball quickly, and they pass it and give it away to the English. But it's a penalty by the looks of it. It looks like the referee may have given a penalty. Yeah, he's given a penalty right on the 22 as well. So yeah, the Italians have got a penalty. And Jaminho is back in the chat, and he says Leeds have looked better than United so far in the second half. Good, let it stay that way. Hopefully they'll score as well. And Jaminho, Rutter is coming on for Bamford. I don't know anything about this Rutter. I quite like that Bamford. But the thing is, I think he's very inconsistent. But he looks a big handful of a striker, that's for sure. Patrick Bamford, I'm talking about. But I don't know anything about this Rutter fella. Anyway, so the Italians have the put in for the line out, and they're trying to get a rolling ball going. But that's collapsed, and they're very close to the English goal line, and they're trying to break through and keep pushing forward. And they've still got possession of the ball and pushing forward, trying to get it over the goal line, but they're struggling really. Keep pushing and pushing and trying to get through. And England team are defending really well, I have to say. Yeah, the Italian fella that's got his leg bandaged up is their number 3, who is so it's number 3. And his name is Marcos Francesco Gallerini. There you go. So let's put that back up there. And yeah. Okay, so we got a scrum inside the English 22. The Italians look like they've got the put in by the looks of it, if I'm not wrong. No, it's an English put in. So the scrum has been collapsed, and it's a penalty to England, and they look quite happy about that. So the danger has passed. They weathered the storm, and Firmino says Lisandro Martinez and Garnacho coming on for United. Yeah, what do people think about that Martinez fella? I think he's fairly decent. I had a lot of people going on about he's too small and whatnot, but he seems to be doing all right for me. Man United hit the crossbar, still no goal though. Fair play, Firmino. Hopefully Leeds can win that one, because I am worried about them. I really am. I think they might end up catching. If we don't pull our finger up and pull our socks up, I think we might not even get top floor when they're playing. Firmino says following Balogun just scored another goal in the French league, by the way. Oh, my days. There you go, Mr. Balogun. I'd say we all kept saying he was better than Nketiah, but yeah, what do we know? More than fucking Arteta does, that's for sure. So anyway, so it's like a penalty to... Is it a penalty to England? No, a penalty to Italy. And they launch it long, and it's gone in. It's deep into English territory, and it's a line out, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so it's an Italian line out. They've got to put in. So that referee's having a lot to say for himself this afternoon, isn't he? That's for sure. So looks like it's about 23 minutes gone. It's England 7, Italy 0. The Italian number 7 has had to go off. He's having some treatment by the looks of it. And Italy have possession, and they're trying to break through the English line, but it's not really working for them, is it? And they're playing fairly okay, the Italians. They don't. I don't think they're a major threat. They're not really going to threaten England that much, I don't think. But I don't think England are playing spectacularly well, but they're doing just enough, I think, at the moment. But from an English perspective, they'll be quite happy, I think, to see that they're in front. They just launched a long kick forward, and it's an English line out. I think it's on the edge of the Italian 22. So he's putting the ball in, and yep, they've got a rolling ball going, the English team. And are they going to be able to march them back all the way to the Italian goal line? That's what I want to know. I remember years ago, and if my mate Steve's watching it, he'll remember this as well. Lions were playing South Africa in a test match, right? I can't remember where it was, but they fucking marched the Lions from like almost in the South African 22 right the way up the bloody pitch. And they scored a try from it. Fucking did a rolling ball from inside their own 22 right to the other end of the pitch. It was ridiculous. It really was. But the thing is with the South Africans, their game is just built on brute force and physicality. That's what they're known for. So, yeah. Anyway, England have kicked for touch, and it's right in on the edge of the Italian goal line. So let's see what happens here, because this will be interesting. And yeah, it is. It's right on the Italian goal, like a few yards inside the Italian goal line. So they've thrown it in. England have got possession of the ball, and they're trying to get a rolling maul going, and they're dragging it forward, and no, it's escaped. I thought they were. It shows what I bloody know. What a joke! Honestly, I really thought that was that. I thought the English team had like dragged it forward, but no. And what's the referee doing now? Total penalties conceded. England 4, Italy 7. There you go. So England 7-0 up, 26 minutes gone. And they kicked for touch. It's a bit weird. I don't know why they didn't try and clearly superior with the rucks. Why didn't they just? I don't know. What do I? I'm not fucking tactical expert in anything. So what would I know? Anyway, so line out to England, and they. Way! Fella's been lifted right up off the ground. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He was like sitting on the back of the fucking maul. Absolutely fucking class. And England are going for, kicked it right out wide, and it hit the Italian fella on the back and went out into touch. So what's going to happen here? Yeah, if you're watching just on TV, watch what happens with this line out. The fella, England number 8, he catches it, and then he ends up on the fucking back of like this big pack of players. And Lorenzo Canoni from the Italian number 8, he's gone into the sin bin. So Italy are down to 14 men for a short while. Oh. And England here have possession. They've taken a very quick penalty, and they're trying to get the ball out and move it out to the right, and it's driving towards the goal line. They're a few yards short of the goal line now, and they're pushing forward. The number 3's gone right close as well, and the ball, he's released the ball out, but they're trying to get it. And yeah, it's over, and the English have scored a try. It's number 5. England number 5 has scored. Chisholm. I thought his name was Cressum. There you go. What do I know? Chisholm, Ollie Chisholm. He scored his first try. He's had 7 appearances for England. So there you go. And finally, the English pack power their way through, and England go 12 up, and now there's a conversion attempt, and that was fairly straightforward for Owen Farrell, and England now 14-0 up, and it's still 12 minutes to go before half time. So England looks like they've it's fairly comfortable for them at the moment. So they're 14-0 up, and they don't look like in any danger whatsoever. Looks like to me it could be a fairly comfortable afternoon in the office for the English lads. Just shows you what do I know about fucking rugby, that's for sure. Absolutely fucking nothing. There you go. Nothing. Anyway, so let's get back into the chat and see what's going on. And Martinez, a good player, probably United's best this season. His height doesn't matter. Messi is small, and he's the best of all time, mate. He is tiny, isn't he? That's for sure. But a lot of people were making a big thing out of it, saying, well, he's not big enough to be a centre-back. But some of the best defenders in the world were quite short, to be quite frank. And when Kieran Tierney plays for Scotland, he plays as a left-sided centre-back. So, yeah, and he plays in a 3. So, yeah, I never really got that argument. I really didn't. But there you go. Jaminho Ayling nearly scored a bicycle kick for Leeds straight into De Gea's hands, though. Oh, well, never mind. But thanks, buddy. That's brilliant. Manny Thangaduri is in the chat. Hi, Manny. How are you, buddy? I hope you're well. And he's saying, good afternoon, Ron. Good to be with you. Thank you for your commentary. Mate, I'm trying my best. It's not something I find very easy, to be frank. I like watching rugby, but I absolutely know nothing about it. That's quite apparent. Swing low, sweet chariot. Well, yeah, you said that, mate, not me. And Manny says, Jaminho, sorry, says, have to leave soon, Warren. Enjoyed this one and take care, my guy. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, buddy. It was lovely to see you. And thanks for your subs. I really, really appreciate that. And thanks for keeping me updated with the Leeds Man United game. That was great. And Manny says, hard to believe that this is the same Italy team which ran France ragged, but this looks like a great recovery from England after the Qatar Cup defeat. Yeah, I don't think the Italian team are playing as well as they did last week. Let's put it that way. Whether that's because they're not being, the English side aren't allowing them to, because I thought France last week were very, very poor. Very poor. Because I covered that game as well. And they weren't good in that game whatsoever. So whether it's because of that or whether it's a combination of the fact that Italy played better and the French team were very poor, I really don't know. But this Italian team, I think they're better than a lot of the Italian teams of the past, but I don't think they're that great. I think they're going to end up getting the wooden spoon, I have to say. But they're improving and fair play to them. So, but I just don't think they're improving enough to be as competitive as they probably want to be. But, you know, you never know. It's a process. It's a process if you see what I mean. And Jaminho says, do you know when your next stream is going to be? Jaminho, the next stream I'm doing in 2 weeks, I'm doing the France-Scotland game. All right. The next Six Nations matches are in 2 weeks' time. So that'll be that. The next stream I'm going to be doing, I think there's, let me just have a look, because I think there is, I think there's Champions League games during the week. If there is, let's just have a look. I might do a match day live show for. Yeah, I'm going to do a match day live show on Tuesday night, Valentine's Day, for the Champions League and Championship games, because there's quite a lot of games that night. So League Ones are playing, League Two are playing, and Championship are playing. And then it's round of 16, 2 games, AC Milan against Spurs and Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich. There is some the next day, but Arsenal are playing as well at home to Manchester City, so I'm not doing that. But, yeah, so we'll do one on Tuesday, a match day live show on Tuesday for the Champions League and English League fixtures. So there you go. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. So this Tuesday coming, I want to do as well before then, I want to do a video about that debacle of a performance from yesterday. I'm just getting some stuff prepared for it because I've got some serious concerns about Arteta and he's tactical now. So I really do. I just think he's absolutely tactically clueless. I just don't think he knows what he's doing. I really don't. I just think he's out of his depth. And England are in for a try. They've gone in and they've touched it down in between the posts. So England 19-0 in front. And if this carries on like this, despite what I said at the game, England look likely to be running up a bit of a heavy victory. Jack Van Portfeld has scored for England right underneath the posts. And Maddie says, like you, Ron, I love watching rugby union, but my knowledge of the rules is not really extensive. But the beauty of it is that you can learn the rules as you watch, just like American football. Mate, you're spot on. And I have to be honest with you, I remember someone told me years and years and years ago who was very knowledgeable about rugby union. And he said to me, Warren, listen, he said, no one knows all the rules of rugby union. He said, there's so many of them that if they were actually to play by the rule book, the game would never really get flowing. It'd be stopping and starting all the time. So, yeah, but American football, yes, Super Bowl tonight, guys. It's live on, I think it's live on, well, I know TalkSport are doing commentary for it. But it's like, it doesn't start till midnight. So I won't be staying up to watch that. But yeah, big match in American sport. If you're into that, I do like watching American football, but I'm not staying up till bloody midnight to watch it. That's for sure. Especially when I've got to be up at 6 o'clock the next morning. Anyway, enough of that. Milan v Spurs is on Tuesday and Dortmund Chelsea on Wednesday. Cooks off half an hour after a game against City. Yeah, I'm not doing the Wednesday one, but I will do it on Tuesday. PSG Bayern will be a good game probably. Yeah, I'm going to do the show. I'm going to do a Match Day Live show on Tuesday. 1-0 United. Oh, no. Thank you, Jaminio. And he says Rashford goal. A fair play to Rashford. He's on fire at the moment, isn't he? And early header for him. No one marking him. Jesus Christ. What a shit show. Going to VAR. Good man, Jaminio. You're a legend, man. Absolute fucking legend. I actually do have to leave now, Ron. Take care, mate. Thank you very, very much for your help, Jaminio. You are a legend. Absolute fucking legend. And goal was onside, says Jaminio. So that's it. Yep. There we go. United 1-0 up at home. Is it? Are they at home? No, they're away at Ellen Road, isn't it? Yeah, it's a very intense match. That I've never been to a Leeds Man U match before. I've been to a lot of derby games or big games. Well, it's a big rivalry. I've been to a Liverpool-Everton FA Cup final. I've been to Old Firm derby a few times, obviously, because I'm a Celtic fan. Arsenal Spurs derbies. What other ones I've been to? Maidstone, Gillingham. Just trying to think of other one. Norwich v Ipswich. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm going to do a stream about derby matches that I've been to. That would be interesting. Because I've been to a few, let me tell you. Manny says, I really got into American football while living in Florida. Watching it on the telly is a weekend pastime. as is the Super Bowl. And because the referees are mic'd up, we can hear all the calls. This is what I want to see in the Premier League. I want those referees mic'd up. Farrell's about to go for the conversion. If he gets it, England will be 21 up. It's just to the left of the posts. And here we go. And yeah, I think he's missed. Yeah, he's missed. So it stays at 19-0. So yeah, it's not as good as Gavin Hastings, is he? Let's put it like that. So yeah, England 19, Italy 0, and I have to say the French boys, the Italian boys haven't as been good today as what they were last week. And I think if this carries on, they could be on the end of a bit of a pasting, to be frank. I don't think it'd be 40, 50 points, though, like some people were saying. In Rugby Union 2, we hear everything the referees say, so we can hear all the infringements. Yeah, and it might improve the players' behaviour with the way they disrespect the referees and stuff, and certain managers as well on the touchline if referees are mic'd up. Well, referees and the linesmen, to be quite frank. After all that nonsense yesterday from Arteta, trying to deflect away from his shit show tactical ineptitude, like complaining about the goal, Brentford's goal and whatnot. Just fucking admit you got it tactically wrong, mate. People will respect him more if he actually comes out and like said, "Yeah, I got it wrong. Sorry." Do you know what I mean? It's shocking. Manny's saying Man United 2-0 up now. Garnacho. Oh dear. So that looks like that's dead and buried. Garnacho, whatever his bloody name is. So yeah, they looks like they're hunting us down as well. So, like I said, I was saying, I think it was I was talking to Carl Walsh yesterday evening, and I said to him, mate, I'm never mind the league title, I'm seriously concerned about top four. I don't think this carries on. We're not getting top four because United are on our tail, City are on our tail. It only takes one of those other sides to suddenly get on form again, and we could be in trouble. We could finish outside the top four. And it wouldn't surprise me because I just don't think this fucking manager knows what he's doing. I don't. I've fucking got no confidence in his tactical ability whatsoever. And England are in again. I think it's a knock-on. And yeah. So England were in, but yeah, it's a knock-on. And what's the referee doing? What is he doing? Oh, it's half time. Looks like he's marching the players off. Yeah, it's half time. It's England 19, Italy 0. And comfortable first half for England, I have to say. I don't think the Italians have really bothered them at all from what I've seen. So there you go. So what do you guys in the chat think? What do you think England are going to win this comfortably, or do you think Italy are going to come back? So yeah, they're just showing advertising the Philadelphia Eagles against Kansas City Chiefs. It's live tonight on ITV. It's from 10:45 on ITVX. So if you're into American football and you don't mind staying up, it's live 10:45. But I don't think the game kicks off till 11:45 midnight. in the UK. Sorry, but I ain't staying up till fucking midnight to watch a sporting event. I'm not. If it was Arsenal playing in the Champions League or Celtic playing in the Champions League final, yeah, I might consider it, but not when I've got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, that's not happening. Manny says Italy might get a few. See what he's saying. Right, Manny is saying Italy might get a few shock results here and there, but they will never challenge for the title. This will be a pasting, but mind you, Italy could beat Wales this time. Mate, I sort of agree with you, but then also I don't. I think that the Italians, give them enough time and they will challenge. They will. The Italian mindset, as far as sport is concerned, is they've got a winning mentality. Their attitude towards sport is fucking spot on. It is, they do not accept defeat. They don't, and they will become good. But they've. I was listening to Lawrence Delalio talking before the game kicked off about how they had the work they were doing in Italy to improve the game, and they started right from the grassroots level, from kids in schools and stuff. So they're going to be a force. It's going to take a long time, but they will be a force. And I've got no doubt about it. But at the moment, I don't think they're really good enough. The game last weekend against France, they were at home. The French were very, very, very poor, in my opinion. And that's why the scoreline was a lot closer than what it otherwise should have been. And France gave them I think the French gave them a pretty easy ride, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, listen, I think they'll end up winning the wooden spoon. And I think they will. I think they'll lose against the Welsh. And I think England. I'll tell you what, let's do it in reverse order, what I think is going to happen. Right? I think Italy will finish bottom. I think then it will be Wales. Then it will be England. Then it will be France. And then Scotland finish second, and Ireland will win the championship. I think the game, the match day 4, Ireland, the Scotland-Ireland game at Murrayfield is going to decide the championship. I said that at the start, and I was sticking by it. And that is a game, by the way, you guys, you can watch that with me. It's on a Sunday, and I'll be doing a watch along with Del Boy Gunner. Carl Walsh was going to be involved in that as well, but unfortunately he can't. He's got a family event on that day, so he won't be able to join us. So that is on Sunday. What date is it? I can't even see. Sorry, guys. Let me just see if I can see it on my phone, because I can't read that. Right. Okay. So, yeah. So the Scotland-Ireland game is on Sunday, the 12th of March, 3 o'clock. And you'll be able to see, I'll be doing a watch along with that for that game. And I'll be having Del Boy Gunner on the show with me, giving his Irish perspective of it all. There'll be me, obviously, giving the Scottish perspective. And I'm telling you, I can't wait. It's going to be brilliant. they could. Manny's saying that Italy could beat Wales. Yeah, they could. I don't think they will, though. I don't think they will. Yeah, Italy are at home to Wales, actually. That same weekend that Scotland are playing Ireland, and it's in Rome. So, yeah, they may well beat Wales, but I don't know if they've got enough. If Wales go into that game with the right attitude and they turn up and put in a performance, I think they'll beat them. Manny says, Lorenzo Bruno Nero Delalio. Exactly. A delightfully Italian name for a man as English as they come. Top player. Yeah, and he's the only player I ever saw who managed to draw blood on the great man, the absolute legend of the game, the New Zealand beast himself. God, what was his name? The guy, he died a few years ago. He was an absolutely huge fella. And when he burst onto the scene, he was terrorizing defenses all over the world. And yeah, I remember watching him. It was the year that South Africa won the World Cup in South Africa, and South Africa were playing Jonah Lomu. That's it, Manny. You got it, mate. And South Africa were playing New Zealand in the World Cup final, and he had been destroying sides left, right, and centre. I remember he scored. I think he scored a hat-trick of tries against Scotland in the quarter-final. I think they then came up against England in the semi-final. And Will Carling tried to tackle him. I met Will Carling once. I'll tell you about that in a minute. All right. He tried to tackle him, and the fella just fucking, Jonah Lomu just ran over the top of him. Ran over the top of him, trampled on him. Absolutely fucking brilliant. And I think he scored 4 tries for New Zealand in that game. I was sitting there with Steve. Big up, Steve, if you're watching, mate. We were sitting there, and we were both really hyped up for this semi-final, right? It was in Steve's flat. We had a few beers there and watching the game. The game was over inside 10 minutes. Like, New Zealand went something like 28-0, I think it was, after like 10 minutes. Like, New Zealand just absolutely destroyed England in the first 10, 15 minutes. Absolutely battered them. And we both sat there and said, well, that was interesting. Absolutely, like, destroyed it as a spectacle. But there you go. What a day that was. And then we went to the pub to watch the final, South Africa against New Zealand. And we were in the pub watching the game. And the South Africans, every time that Lomu got the ball, there had about 3 players tackling him. 3, not 2, not 1, 3, right? And they tackled him and managed to get him to the ground every time he got the ball. There's this old fella sitting in the pub, right? And he just shouted out. He was pissed as a fart, and he just laughed and went, the bird can't fly if its wings are clipped. What? The bird cannot fly if its wings are clipped. It's fucking brilliant comment. The bird cannot fly if its wings are clipped, the fella said. And like, me and my mate Steve, and there was a few other people pissing ourselves laughing. And this girl, right, this Kiwi, she turned around to me. She goes to me, where are you from? Are you British? I said, yes. She goes, well, that says it all. Absolutely. It was fucking hilarious. it's one of the best days sporting entertainment I think I've had. Absolutely hilarious. And Manny says, Will Carlin, he of the 53 old farts quit. He was, of course, my first England captain I ever saw. Grand Slams in 91 and 92, and the final of the 1991 World Cup. Yet a World Cup that I think, if I remember rightly, they lost to Australia. And I remember what happened with him was I was in a pub in the town where I live. And I walked into the pub, and Steve was already in the pub. And he goes, Steve boys, Will boy's sitting over there. I was going, Will? Who's Will? What do you mean, Will? Who the fuck are you talking about? You just go and have a look. So I went over, and there he was, Will Carlin. Anyway, so I went up to the bar to get the drinks in. And next thing you know, there was another guy. He ordered loads of pints, and he took about 3 of them because that's all he could manage to carry. And there was still another 2 there. And then Will Carlin was behind me waiting for these pints. So I got the 2 pints, picked them up, and turned around and gave them to Will Carlin. And he goes, thanks, mate. There you go. That was my claim to fame. I met Will Carlin and passed him 2 pints. But he didn't. And the thing is, Will Carlin, fair play to him, there was no spillage. No spillage. I have to hand it to him. No spillage. What's this? Italy v Belgium, Thursday, 4:25 on ITV4 and ITVX. So what's that all about? And there was another game, but I can't. What's going on here? What's this dude doing? Anyway, so the players are coming back out for the start of the second half. And it's all the medical team, the Italian medical team coming back out, the referee and the 2 linesmen, and the England team are jogging back out onto the field. And one of the England players is chatting to the referee. So here we go. The camera crews are out as well. So we're almost ready for the second half. And let's see what happens in the second half. Johnny Wilkinson is chatting, apparently. And Manny says class were on. Yeah, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Will Carlin and Mark Overmars lookalike. What? Who's the Mark Overmars lookalike? I hope you're not referring to me, Manny. Okay, so England kicking off the second half. They launch a long kick forward, and Italians have it, and hopefully they'll make a better fist of things this half than they did in the first half. It's gone back to the back, and he kicks it right out wide to the Italian right-hand side, but England managed to collect it, and referee, I think he's given a penalty to Italy. England kicking summary: 18 total kicks, average distance 23.9, average territory gain 20 meters. Italy total kicks 10, average distance 29.8, territory gain 21.7 meters. There we are. Interesting stats there thrown up by ITV. So it is put as a line out, and the Italians win their line out, and then playing it across the line, and they're in the middle, and they're on the edge of the England 22. They're pushing forward deep into English territory. They've tried to get a rolling ball going, but that failed, and so they're passing it out wide and trying to move it quickly through the English lines, pushing forward and out to the right, out to the left-hand side, and it's going switching back out to the left now, driving forward and playing with a lot more intensity and speed than they did in the first half. And then switch sides now, and they're moving to the left. And the Italians pushing through the English defence and driving forward. They're really fired up by the looks of it. They're going for the English goal line. They're deep in the English half now. And I'm not sure, I think they're on the edge. Where are we? Yeah, they're on the edge of the English 22. They've broken through the 22, and the number 15, I like that little fella. I think he's decent. And he's the one that got absolutely fucking wiped out in the game against France, and he still kept playing. Fair play to the lad. He's playing again today. And they're driving forward. The Italians are right on the edge of the English goal line and pushing forward and really, really playing with a high tempo and intensity now. And England are struggling to hold on to them. And they're over. It looks like they've got to try. Yes, they've got to try. And their excellent play at the start of this second half has been rewarded. They've scored a try, and they're really fired up now, the Italian side. And their determination was rewarded. And going for the goal line. And good passage of play there from the Italians. And the English lads, I think they were taken by surprise by that. And there you go. So Italy have a try. They're going for the conversion. And they get the conversion. And it's England 19, Italy 7. Right at the start of the second half. Great start to the second half from the Italian lads. And there you go. So they'll be happy with that. Joanne says, Will Carlin. Oh, sorry, it was Joanne who said that. Joanne says, Will Carlin and Mark Overmars look alike. Right, okay. Will Carlin and Mark Overmars look a bit like each other. Oh, okay. Look like each other. Excuse my typing. I've got to get my eyes checked again. Laugh at that. Yeah, you can get them to come out to the house. They're coming out to me next month, I think it is, that they're coming out to do my eye test. So, yeah, if you meet certain conditions, they will come out. Just go onto the Specsavers website, Joanne, and you can get them to come out to you and get your eyes done. So I'm looking forward to that because my glasses ain't the thing. So here we go. England are pushing forward. They're on phase 8. They're inside the Italian 22 and they're powering forward, and they've been stung into action by and there's here we go. This is what we want to see. There's a bit of swinging going on. And yes, they're all getting involved now. And it's way the England player laying on the ground, and he's getting an absolute pasting. And the referee just stood off and let the fellas sort it out amongst themselves. And that's what we want to see. Yeah, and there was a way, boy. And yeah, there was a bit of heavy duty swinging there. and the two of them fucking going toe to toe. The Italy number 8 and the England number 10 scrapping with each other. And yeah, that's what you want to see in a game of rugby. A bit of nothing wrong with a bit of swinging. So what's going to happen? What's the referee going to do? He's shaking his head and he looks like he's been quite aggressive with the two of them. So the England captain's involved, Farrell, and so he's talking to his teammates, and Steve Borthwick's having a chat. He's got a cup of tea in his hand by the looks of it. No, it's a microphone. I thought he had a cup of tea, but it was his handset. So anyway, what we got here? What we got? It looks like it's going to be a scrum. An Italian put in at the scrum, and there's that to lock, and they're locked, and then the put-in's coming. He's waiting to put it in, but is he going to be able to get it in before it collapses? And he got it in. And England win the ball off the scrum. They managed to turn the scrum round. They get possession of the ball. They're right on the edge of the Italian goal line. And they're pushing really hard now, the England lads, moving it from right to left. They kick the ball through, but the Italians win back the possession. And the number 14 was trying to skip through the English mass ranks, but he was unable to do so. And the Italians kicked the ball out from right to left, and it's gone into touch. So there we go. Wow, that was entertaining, that's for sure. So England have the put in at the line out. They have possession of the ball for the line out. And yeah, so it's a line out. English have a line out, and England number 2 is about to throw it in, and England win the line out quite comfortably. And the driving forward. And what's happened here? It's a scrum. I believe it is a scrum. It looks like the referee's giving a scrum. Or is he giving an Italian penalty? Yeah, he's giving an Italian penalty. And I think they're going to take the opportunity to kick the ball. Yeah, they did. They kicked the ball into touch. It's just before the halfway mark. So there's going to be a line out, an Italian line out. And the Italians have made a replacement, and they brought on a guy by the name of Ferrari. And they're moving the ball from right to left. And I have to say they're playing much better in this second half than they did the first. That's for sure. They're playing with a lot more intensity and passion and pace about the game. That was a really vicious tackle. And the English got the ball, and they kicked the ball back through the Italian defence. They're inside their 22 and trying to get forward again. And what's happened? The referee, the England player, is bloodied. Genjay is bloodied. He's got blood all over his shirt. There's blood dripping down his face. I think it's the number 2, Genge. I think it's his name. He's bloodied and damaged. No, it's the number 3. And he goes in for a tackle. And, yeah, I don't know why he's holding his head. Well, there is, because he's got blood on his head. He's got a cut on his head. But you look at his ear. It's bloodied. And he's got number 2. One English player with blood coming out of his ear, another one with a bloodied nose. And Craig AFC is in the chat. And nice to see you, Craig. I hope you're well. And he says, Warren, big up. History is repeating itself. January again. And in angry emoji. Yeah, man. We're fucking shambles. And wait. Just wait. I'm going to do a video about it. I'm fuming, man. After that shit show of a performance yesterday. And George is doing the line out for England. And England win the line out comfortably. They're well inside their Italian 22. And they've got a rolling maul going now. They're right on the Italian goal line. And the Italians are trying to back up their defence in numbers, but they're struggling to keep hold of them. And what's going on? What is going on? What's the referee doing? He's showing someone a yellow card. Who has got that yellow card? He's pointing his finger to someone. Looks like someone is having to go to the sin bin. Yeah. And this weekend coming, Arsenal are playing Unai Emery. We're visiting Unai Emery's Aston Villa. So I'm telling you, man, we ain't getting, if they don't bunk their ideas up, Unai will turn us over. And that will be another defeat. And we lose on Wednesday. City will go above us on goal difference. And then this weekend coming is when we will lose leadership on points. Because we will lose to City, to Villa, and City will win. And that'll be it. Total gone. Well, I think it's gone already. I do. I said yesterday that it was gone. And I stand by what I said. I don't think we ever had a realistic chance of winning it. Because I don't think this manager's good enough. He's tactically inept, in my opinion. And Manny says, so a Ferrari is coming on. Maybe some more speed and style in Italy's play. Mate, they're playing really well. I have to give it to them. They're doing much better in this second half than they did the first. Yeah, they're 26-7 down. But they're doing very, very well. And England have just gained 38.3 metres of territory. And it's a line out. Massive clearance there from the Italian fullback, I think. And he kicked from right to left, and it was on the Italian left-hand side. So from left, England, he kicked it from left to right, and they're on the Italian left-hand side. The line out came in, and England had possession of the ball. They're trying to drive forward. Italy pushed them back, and they still got possession. They're passing it from left to right, the England team, and it's now going right to left. From left to right, and still going from left to right. Now he's moving inside, driving hard at the Italian defence, but the Italian defence is holding firm, and they're not able to get through. And now the England player kicks the ball through, and it goes to touch just about a metre in front of the Italian goal line. So I'd say if England can score from here, they score a try from here, I think that will finish the game off as a contest. 52.43 minutes gone. Ben L is coming on for England. Ben L's come on for England. This Italian line out. The Italians have possession of the ball, and they're trying to break out of the defence. They're really deep in their own territory. And the Italians kick the ball long and deep into English, well, about halfway into the English half. And it's an England line out. And George took the line out throw, and England in possession of the ball. And here we go. England driving forward again. And all England nearly surrendered possession there. Italians nearly intercepted it. Italy now have possession of the ball. And this, I'm going to tell you a little known fact. Did you know the reason that a try is called a try in rugby union and in rugby league for that matter is because it goes back to the 19th century before rugby and football separated, and goes back to the 19th century at the early years of when rugby first started. And basically, when the players would score and touch the ball down behind the opposition goal line, they would then be given the opportunity to try and score a goal. So that was why it was called a try. And then obviously that attempt at goal was changed. Its name was called a conversion because they were obviously trying to kick the goal. And that's why it's called a try, because it gives the team a chance to try to score the extra points. So, and the way they did that was to kick the ball at the goal. So that's it. There you go. Little known fact. Joanne says, just had some square crisps. Yum. Yeah, I remember square crisps. I also remember fish and chip crisps as well. They were nice. Manny says, England were awarded a penalty try following that maul you mentioned, Warren. Okay, thank you very much, Manny. I didn't see that. I was, I don't know what was going on, but I missed it. So sorry about that. Joanne Smith says, oh, well, Man United won. Oh, well, never mind. So that reduces our lead over them. But still, never mind. It is what it is, I suppose. Anyway, so there's a scrum. The Italians have to put in. So what's going on? Referee, I think he's given a penalty for someone collapsing the scrum. Yeah, the Italians have got a penalty, I think. Yeah, they've got a penalty, and they kick the ball long from the right-hand side, and they kick it to the left, and it's gone into touch. And here we go. So there's a line out. England have the line out. They comfortably win their line out, and they're moving the ball from left to right, and it's they kick it back, and it kicked long, deep into the Italian half, and the number 15 has it. And Italians now moving the ball from left to right, pushing forward. And yeah, they still got possession. Hold on, what's he doing? I think he might be given another penalty. And it's the guy with the bandaged up leg. Lorenzo Canoni is gone off, and Jake Polledri is coming on. So it's a second Italian replacement of the afternoon. So it looks like it's going to be a scrum. Yes, a scrum. Joanne says you can still get fish and chips. They are nice. Yep, they are. I used to enjoy them. And Del Boy Gunner TV says, evening, Manny and Craig. And hi, Del Boy. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're having a great day. I was chatting to Zach earlier and telling him when he's watching football to make sure he watches the player in the same position as him, see what passes he makes, what positions he takes up, what he does in certain passages of play and things like that, so he can learn from watching these top players. Manny says collapsing the scrum is one of the more common infringements in rugby union in the perfect time wasting tactic and deserves a penalty. Yeah. Anyway, so England just won a line out and they're trying to get a driving maul going, and which they are actually, but the Italians are trying to break it up. But England are driving forward. And Italy have got possession of the ball. And they're driving forward themselves and managed to keep it going. And it's a penalty. I think England have managed to get a penalty. I think that Mario Itoje was instrumental in winning England that penalty. And England are going to kick to the Italian right-hand side. It's going to touch deep in Italian territory. Manny says, Del Boy Gunner TV, evening, mate. And Craig says, Del Boy, you bleeding legend. Yeah, he is a legend, 100%, mate. That show you did last night was absolutely superb, Del Boy. You and Carl Walsh were in absolutely top form. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And, yeah, it's just a good job that I wasn't on it, because I would have bloody... Yeah, it's a good job I didn't come on, because if I had done, I think I would have got your channel shut down after what was going through my head. That's a really nasty, deep thought, dark thoughts about lots of people. And I would have called a few people out, let me tell you. And it would have kicked off 100%, so it's probably better that I didn't come on. Del Boy says, thanks, guys. Thanks, Warren. Mate, you're an absolute legend. There's no two ways about it. Please, guys, make sure you go and subscribe to the Del Boy Gunner TV. Absolute fucking legend of a fella. Great mate, and I love the fella to bits. And yeah, top man. He really is. And I'm hoping to be able to do a lot more streams with him in the very near future. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, make sure you go watch that show he did last night. He did a reaction show for the Arsenal-Brentford game. And it's suffice to say, A lot of people had a lot to say, and there was a lot of passionate views there. So, yeah, fair play to all the people that were on that show. We had Manny on, we had Del Boy on there, obviously, as he was hosting the show. Carl Walsh Gunner, and a few others. I know who they are, but I can't remember their names, unfortunately. But it was a brilliant, brilliant show, and there's a lot of very interesting views expressed. Very passionate as well. Anyway, so back to the game in hand, and it's 60 minutes gone. It's England 26, Italy 7. After a very, very poor first half, Italy have improved quite dramatically in the second half. It's one try apiece in this second half, and the Italians started the game playing second half, started playing with a lot of intensity and urgency, and they did really, really well. And they've been playing well for the whole of the second half. And they put it out wide, and they're driving towards the goal line, and he's away. The little fella, my favourite Italian player, and he's burst through. And what's happening now? And the England have got players back behind the ball, and the Italians are up the tempo again. They just couldn't break through. And here we go. They're moving from right to left now. From left to right. And the England team was struggling to hold on to them. And England now have possession of the ball. And what's he doing? What is he doing? He's a good player, that number 15 from Italy. He really is. I really like the young fella. I think he is very, very good talent. Yeah, there he is. There he is. He's skipping through. Yeah. And Manny's back in the chat, and he's saying, watching Villa v City right now. Villa are being managed by ex-Arsenal manager Emery and captained by ex-Arsenal keeper Emi Martinez. Callum Chambers is also in the team, up the Villa. Exactly. I don't think they were going to win today, but they'll beat us next weekend, that's for sure. Kazunai is a master tactician. And Arteta can't handle playing teams that are tactically well organised. And I'm telling you something for nothing. Villa will be tactically well organised when we come up against them. And Arsenal and Arteta in particular won't be able to handle it. So anyway, Italy have possession. They're driving forward again, and they're playing really well in this second half. They really are. And he's broken through. And the Italians are really playing well, and they're almost on the Italian goal. And they've scored! The Italians have scored. They've got their second try of this half. And the Italians have scored. Who scored it? Alessandro Fusco scored. And so it's now 26-12, and they're making a right match of this. They're playing way better in this half than they did the first. And I'm sorry to say, the first half, they were shocking. And they're playing way better in this second half. And I have to revise my thoughts about where they're going to finish in the table. I'm not sure now. And they get the conversion. It's 26-14. And if they get another try in a minute, it's squeaky pup time. I'm telling you. it's squeaky bum time for the English because they are playing really well, and I think they've got a chance of beating the Welsh, I have to say. And there's a lot of disgruntled looking English fellas walking about the pitch, let me tell you. I think Borthwick has got a massive job in his hands, and I do think it he needs time. He does, because I think it's a massive job, and the predecessor made such a hash of this, and it was allowed to go on for so long. There's going to take a long time to sort out, and they're off again. They're rampaging through that English defence yet again, and the Italians kick it long, deep into the English half, and England return it back with gusto, and there he is, my fella, the number 15. And Italy kick it long and kicked it deep into English territory. It's turning into a bit of a kicking match now. Back and forth it goes. And it's kicked into touch. It's kicked into touch more or less on the halfway line, I think. You never know, Ryan. City have looked very shaky, and he's once again mucked around his defence. First minutes, Villa won a corner. Leon Bailey getting in behind the defence. And then Manny goes, I guess I stand corrected on Italy. That is an impressive fight back taking place. Credit to Italy. This is poor from England and Steve Borthwick. I don't think it's Borthwick's fault. I've got to go. We're on. Need to have some grub. Hope England win. I hope you enjoy your grub, mate. I can't say that I want England to win though. Man City have scored. There you go. And spoke too soon. City 1-0. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And anyway, so back to the game in question. Italy had possession of the ball, and they've been way better side in this second half, in my opinion. But that was a bit of a shambles, that passage of play. But they managed to recover well, and they still have possession. And England look like they're struggling to contain them, to be frank. And they kicked it out, and Italians won the ball back. And what's happening now? I think it's a Italian penalty, is it? Yeah, so it went out, kicked out wide. The Italian player ran onto it and managed to catch the ball and keep possession. And now the referee's whistled up for something. So anyway, it's a Italian scrum, or a scrum with an Italian put in, I should say. Let's see what happens here. Oh, is it? No, looks like it's an England put in, sorry. So the scrum is just setting itself, and there it's set. So come on, let's put the ball in, guys. And looks like it's collapsed. He's going to try it again. Turn TV. Craig says, turn TV off. That game over. Man City. Yeah. I don't doubt it, mate, because You never know, though. Unai might spring a surprise, but you watch, if City win this and they beat us on Wednesday, which I think they will, they could go on a massive unbeaten winning run. It's not be the first time that they've done it either. They've done it on a regular over the last few years. They suddenly put the foot on the accelerator and power the way to the title, and I reckon they're going to do it again this year too. Not diving straight, and I think it's England penalty, and they kick it into touch deep in the Italy half, and it's on the right hand side of the Italian defence, and England have a scrum, and the line out is coming, and they throw it in, and England driving forward. They're just inside the Italian 22, and they've got a rolling maul going. But the Italians are holding it off well. But this England still moving forward, and it's spinning round, and England still have the ball. They've gone to ground, and they're driving forward. The Italians trying to hold them back. Anyway, so England have possession of the ball, and the deep inside the English goal, and looks like England have got a try. They put it in the corner. Yes, they have. Lead 31-14, and I think that is game over. 10 minutes left to play, and the points difference is 17. So Italy would have to score. They'd have to score 2 and get a penalty just to draw level. And I'm sorry, I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that's game over. And England went over right in the corner. And Italy have been much better in this second half. They have. But that was a good try from England. Very well worked. So there you go. England 31, Italy 14. But if they get this conversion, it'll be 33-14. And that will be 19 points difference. So you're talking about 3 tries to win the game, and I'm sorry, I just cannot see that happening. 2 tries, 21, 28. Yeah, sorry, they'll have to get either 3 tries or 2 tries and 2 penalties. I just don't see it happening. Not in such a short space of time. So anyway, conversion attempt. Owen Farrell is about to take it. He's almost on the touchline. And he's hit the post. He's failed. He's failed to kick the conversion. So 17 points is the difference. That's still way too many points for my liking. So you're looking at what? 7, that's 21, 28, 28. So 2 tries and a penalty to draw level, and 2 penalties and 2 tries to win the game. So let's see what happens. So England have possession now. England have brought on Marcus Smith, He's replaced. I didn't see who the replacement was that he came on for, but Marcus Smith is on the pitch, and I think Walker is coming on by the looks of it. Number 16, he's on now. So England have made done their replacement. So Italy have the possession there in the English half, and they broke through, and referee stopped the game. I'm not quite sure why, but he has. And right, while we're waiting this dead ball, please, anyone who's in here that hasn't hit that like button yet, please do that for me if you don't mind. Also, if you're new and you've not subscribed to my channel before, please do that. I'd be really grateful if you could do that. And also, please make sure you share it with as many different people as you possibly can. Even if it's just one, that would be fantastic. Thank you very, very much. And Craig goes, oh, I've seen that one already. Anyway, so what's happening now? The referee has given a penalty. I think he's given a penalty to England. And it looks like the English is going to kick it into touch right deep into Italian territory on the edge of the 22. No, it's halfway between. It's just outside the 22, actually. Good few yards off the Italian 22. Walker with the throw-in and the England line out. And England have possession. And they're still in possession of the ball. It's 5 minutes to go. 75 minutes play. England 31, Italy 14. And Italy broke through and they almost got in there, but the English snuffed out the threat from the Italians. And it's a line out. Who's doing the line? No, it's a penalty. Is it a penalty? I think it is. Yeah, it's a penalty, and Italian player is down, injured again. It's the same fella who got wiped out last week by the French. He got absolutely fucking destroyed last weekend, and he's down and in trouble again. And the meters made, number one, Capozio, 87, Brex, 83, Lawrence got made 80, Negri made 73, and there was another English guy, but I didn't get a chance to read that. Anyway, so a fumble possession there from the Italians, and England have possession of the ball. And they're driving forward, and the Italian boys stop them in their tracks, and England kick the ball forward, and it's gone. Italy won back possession, and they're trying to break through the English line, and it's deep in Italian territory, and they're playing the ball around really nicely, the Italians, but they just can't seem to break through. And they're trying to break through, still driving and moving it out from left from right to left. And it's in the centre of the pitch. And they have a possession and trying to break through the English lines. But the English defending really, really well on just inside their own half. And here we go. They're trying, the Italians trying again. They'll be very pleased with their performance this afternoon, particularly the second half. The first half weren't great, but the second half was much improved. That should give them a lot of confidence moving forward. There's just about 2 minutes left now, and they'll be hoping that they can break through and get a try before this game, another try before this game finishes. And here they go. Trying to move the ball quickly. And they're breaking through. And the trouble was there weren't enough players running with the guy who broke through. He was almost on his own, and next player was about 10 yards behind him. So he was a bit isolated. And the English have won back possession. They drove forward and regained some of that lost territory. And it's that little fella again, the number 15. He's fucking quality. He really is. I really like him. I think he's quality, man. That number 15. He really is. He's tenacious and like he's a real problem. And Joanne said Man City had a goal disallowed, and she's saying that Man United are third now. Yeah, you watch. They'll be in the top two before long, and Arsenal will be sitting third, clinging on to third. And I'm telling you, I'm saying it now, Arsenal will not finish in the top four. They won't. We're not getting top four. Not that I'm interested in about whether or not we get top four. All I'm interested in is that title. But we're not getting top four. I'm telling you now. So, here we go. There's just about 1 minute to go. England lead 31-14. And what's going on? What's happening? And the Italians have made a replacement. Canoni number. Is he a replacement? I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I'm absolutely clueless. Anyway, so the Italian medical team are leaving the field. Bolardi looks like he was in a spot of bother. And there's a whole group of fellas walking over to the touchline. One of them shaking his head. I don't know what's going on. I ain't got a clue. But it looks like the Italians have made a substitution. I don't know. Bolardi, number 20, is on the field. And it looks like it's going to be a scrum. 1 minute to go, people. 1 minute to go. And it's a scrum, and Italy are going to have to put in. Let's see if they even manage to get the scrum completed, because I think I've only seen one scrum managed to get completed in this game so far. I don't see the point of it, really. I don't. I just think they should scrap it. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, and they managed to complete it after all of that. And Italy still have possession of the ball. They're pushing forward hard. And And they're trying to throw it around, but also drive forward as well. And the Italian player kicks the ball deep into English territory, and it goes into touch. And so what's he going to do now? So he went into the goal area and bounced into touch in the goal zone, whatever that is, the bit behind the posts. I think it's going to be another scrum. And right, we're in overtime now, and it's a scrum, and congratulations to England on their victory. They're 31-14 ahead. The Italians played much better in this second half than they did the first, because they were awful in that first half. They really were. But the second half, they were way, way better. And it's an England scrum. And the England guy gets tackled before he has a chance to do anything with the ball. It goes back, and it's been kicked into touch. And that is that. England win the game by 31 points to 14. Congratulations to them. A good win. That's England's first win of the Six Nations Championship this season. So fair play to them. And there you go. There you go. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you all very, very much for watching and for all your comments and contributions. And my assessment of that is that England were deserved winners. The Italians made a much better fist of it in the second half to what they did in the first. They were very poor, in my opinion, in the first half. But England deservedly won the game by 31 points to 14. And yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're watching this on playback, please put a comment in the comment section telling me what you thought about the game, who you thought the star men were, and what you thought, what your highlights of the game were. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the game. I did. I thought it was a much better game to watch, much better spectacle than the game that we had last week. And I'll be back, I think, next week, I think, is the next one. Let me just see. Let's do that. And yeah, so there we go. So the next set of fixtures it will be match day 3. Italy against Ireland from Rome, Wales against England, and France against Scotland on the Sunday at 3 o'clock. I will be doing a watch along for that one, which is on the Sunday, and that is Sunday the 26th of February. Sunday the 26th of February. I'll obviously give you plenty of notification about that. But yeah, so that will be the next one. That'll be 2 weeks' time. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks very much for tuning in and joining me today for that. Have a great rest of your day. Like I said, enjoy whatever you're doing. Thanks very much for watching, and enjoy what you're doing. And make sure you look after your friends, your family, and your loved ones. And remember, please, please, please try and share some love and kindness around the world. Take care of yourselves. and I'll speak to you really, really soon. Take care, everyone. Cheers for now. Bye.